Today, I'm going to be breaking down how much money I spent on my first marathon. Here's the proof I did it, and I actually did it 2.5 months ago, but I haven't actually calculated how much money I've spent because I know it's too much. I don't want to think about it. I ran the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon 2025, and it's cool because it has doors. And the marathon was through Champaign, Urbana, and Savoy. I'm so happy with the fact that I did all of the training and I completed the marathon. I definitely do want to run more marathons in the future, so this video will help me ballpark how much of an investment it is. I don't know, I'm just gonna throw out a number. I think I spent $1,000, right around there, or just under, or just over. I honestly don't know. I think that there's going to be a few categories that are big, such as gear, fuel, actually registering. That's one big upfront cost. And medical for me, not for everyone, but for me, that happened. And good thing I waited 2.5 months because I just paid the bill. So now I actually know how much that costs. So I have my laptop. I'm gonna open up a spreadsheet right now so I can add up all of these things. Unfortunately, all of the online payment information that I need is on my phone. So I'm gonna go put everything in the spreadsheet and then I'll come back and we'll go step by step on how much I spent with the grand total at the end of the video. 30 minutes later, and I'm back. Hopefully everything is in the spreadsheet. It took such a long time because I was cross-referencing different purchases and making sure everything that I bought on that Amazon purchase was for the marathon and not something else. Also, I just calculated like things that I know I bought for my blisters, but I didn't necessarily have like one purchase with all of them. And the anticipation is too much for me, so I'm just gonna highlight it all and calculate the total right now and share it with you. It's more than $1,000. $1,121.33. I actually, that is tough. That's tough knowing that I spent that much money. Was it still worth it? I think the $1,121 is worth it because this is the kickstart to me being very serious about wanting to do things that are healthy for me and are going to help me live a long life. And that is a goal that I have. I think in that aspect it's worth it, but I think for my next marathon I definitely need to be below $1,000, and that should not be a problem because I have medical expenses which make this over $1,000. Let's go through each thing. We're gonna see how I got to this number. This is the timeline on my purchase history for this marathon. I registered on December 5th, 2024, and then race day wasn't until April 26th, 2025. And then my last expense just a couple days ago, July 2nd, 2025. The first fee is the registration fee. Obviously, that's a big expense and everyone kind of has to pay that. For the Illinois marathon, it costed me $169.26. I subscribed for an Oura ring. I wanted something to see if I was getting healthier over the course of not having a running background to integrating running on a weekly basis, multiple times a week, all the way to marathon fitness. Was my health getting better? I don't know. I got the subscription just for this, and then after the marathon I unsubscribed, so I can't go back and look at those past runs. But I feel like the answer has to be yes. My resting heart rate had to have gone down as I was training my heart to be better. There are 5 Oura Ring subscriptions in my spreadsheet, and I already had the ring, so that cost is obviously not in my spreadsheet. I don't have the Oura Ring on my fingers now. This is not something that I wanted to continue. I just got the subscription for this marathon. My next purchase was $55.02 on gels. For the realm of fueling and gels, that kind of stuff, I already had fruit snacks. In fact, I got some fruit roll-ups for Christmas, and that's what I used for some pre-run fuel in the earlier days of my marathon training. But eventually it came to a point where I needed to buy gels and fuel with those on my run. In the same purchase, I bought pea protein powder. You could say that that's not something that I bought for this marathon, but you can also say I did. This lasted me almost the entire rest of my marathon training. $69.98 on pea protein powder. Then we have another Oura Ring subscription. I already had shoes from a running store, but they were a birthday gift from my mom a year prior, so I had to buy new running shoes to know exactly how much wear and tear they had on them. When I was at my local running store, they helped fit my foot and gave me some options, had me walk around. These shoes costed me $154.29. They kind of immediately gave me a blister, and blisters were my big problem training for this marathon. Now I know if I have a size bigger, the next time I do go to a running store and I'm training for a marathon, I'm going to tell them, like, I want the widest toe base that you have, because almost every single one of my toes had a blister. Also, as I was talking to the running store clerk, she told me that in a marathon training plan, you're supposed to buy 2 pairs of shoes, one at the beginning and then one you want to break in and then also run your longest long run. For me, that was 20 miles, and then you would wear those shoes on race day. I kind of knew right away that these shoes were not good for me because of this blister. Every single time I ran, I had to wear a band-aid on the top of my toe. At least I got a 10% coupon. That'll bring down the cost of my next marathon. My next expense was on some clothes. I bought them off of ThredUp, which is an online thrifting store. That's just my preference because I like to be a little bit more sustainable. Obviously, everything I do is not sustainable. You're gonna see that I buy quite a bit of stuff off of Amazon, and that's just because it's easy. Off of ThredUp, I got some clothes that have ended up being my favorite and also complete waste of money. The long sleeve shirts that I got, I like a lot. The running shorts that I got, I like a lot. The jackets that I got, they're not my favorite, but like I'll wear them. And then I got leggings, which I was gonna wear under my sweatpants because it was freezing when I was running, but I actually don't like those leggings. So the leggings were kind of a waste of money. It looks like, according to these dates, less than a month, but almost a month. I bought my second pair of running shoes in this marathon training block. At the point where I was pretty much all out of band-aids, I decided, fine, I'll go buy my second pair of shoes. At this store, I bought the shoes and running socks. This store clerk was also super nice, and I guess she was as helpful as she could be with these running shoes, but these running shoes still gave me blisters, but different kind of blisters than the first pair of shoes that I had. These shoes plus 2 pairs of socks from Features costed me $172.19. Next purchase, Oura Ring subscription. A few days later, I bought some clothes off of Amazon. I bought socks, a sports bra, and some running shorts. I definitely like the sports bra. The shorts are okay. I would still wear them. I did get my favorite pair of running shorts from the ThredUp. And then the socks I wear for running and for every day. I made another purchase of gels. With that purchase, I bought foot powder. As I was training for my marathon, I met other people who were either training for the half marathon or the full marathon, and someone recommended me to get foot powder because of the problems that I was having on my toes. Turns out that foot powder was not something that I needed. I spent $8.06 on that. Another Oura Ring subscription. Then I bought gels again. Then another Oura Ring subscription. The day before the marathon, I was like, wait, I kind of regret not getting the number piece that's supposed to go here with your time. And I was like, My friend kind of said I should get it because it's my first marathon. I'm gonna add this purchase on. To go along with the registration fees, I spent $17.51 on a timepiece. I have not gotten it and I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I guess I put a bad address. That's money wasted. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. As I said earlier, I had to do some calculations because I made many purchases to help me with my blister problems. Overall, I bought a number of these products and I spent around $42.67 on them. You might be wondering what my medical expense was, and I spent $160.88 on medical costs, and that was to see a podiatrist almost a month after my marathon, and then see the podiatrist again to get my toenail removed a month after the marathon. And that procedure after insurance costed me $100.88. Each appointment was a $30 copay. This is definitely a cost that I can not spend in the future if I just get the right shoes. Some things that I did not have to spend money on were this running watch. I did not have this when I started. It's a Garmin, and my friend actually gave it to me, and I've been wearing it even after my marathon. My friend gave it to me after I had her come on a run with me, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna do like a 12-minute, 45-second pace. But we ended up doing 11-minute miles, and that's kind of a big difference. So she gave me this to help me with pacing. I guess it was an old watch that she had at home, so that was very nice. I started a 5K plan that is on the app, and this is free. There's no subscription, which means I won't have to do my Oura Ring subscription for my next marathon training block either. Another thing that was free for me that other people might buy is a marathon training plan. I use the Nike Run Club plan, and I think that it's good for first-time marathoners who are like not super serious because it's free. I've heard of Runna, and I would be very excited to try it, but that's an expense I did not have. I don't know if it will fit in the budget for the next marathon. I'll see how the training plan is for the 5K that I'm doing with my Garmin, and maybe I'll use that for my next marathon training plan, or maybe I will invest in Runna and actually spend some money. So that's how much I spent for this medal. I hope I can get another medal in the future. Let me know if you think that I spent way too much. Is this something that you calculate, or are you like, oh, it's okay, I don't need to think about it? I hope to run the Chicago Marathon next. I'm gonna start signing up for the lotteries. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, then you should hit the like button. If you're training for your first marathon, then maybe you'll like my other video I made where I shared 1 week of my training. Thanks for watching. Bye.